am I leaving here without you?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm far too relaxed.
Oh, for goodness sake! What do I have to do to get through to you? If we don't get out of here soon, I don't know what... Wait, did you hear that?
Oh, relax. I've ordered a professional hot stone massage. Get this, the stones are imported all the way from the planet Sarn. Anyway, that's probably the masseuse coming.
I think you might be wrong about that, Noelle.
Intruders? This is an outrage.
I don't think those are the trained masseuses.
I think these are the people Sims warned me about. What did he call them? Loppers?
Lopers. Lopers. Obscene. Slanderous. We are the rightful inhabitants of Knightstown, and your very presence here is an insult.
That's fine. We were just leaving anyway. Weren't we, Noelle?
Oh, fine. Right after my hot stone massage.
Noelle!
What? It's a free massage.
So you refuse to go? Then you leave us no choice but to have you dragged through the streets by your hair and thrown from the walls. Seize them!
Wow, this is just like that scene from the Colandara St. Bien classic, Duchess from the Underground, where she inspires a disenfranchised group of sewage treatment workers to overthrow the government. Except they were all wearing overalls and jumpsuits, not tuxedos and cocktail dresses.
Noelle, I really do wish you'd focus more on the matter at hand. Sounds those movies are such drivel.
I hope you're ready to be dragged out of here forcefully, you no good intruders.
Considering we were actually invited, I'd say you lot are the trespassers.
Your residents?
If you like. My name is Bess and this is Noelle. And just who are you?
Well, that's different then. You hear that, chums? We bask in the presence of actual bona fide citizens. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aldous Baxter Marshhaven, and I dare say we're just as much citizens as you are. Well, what a delight! We so rarely get company around here, and such lovely specimens an even rare pleasure. Oh, I do hope you'll forgive our earlier barbarous tone, merely an affectation to ward off the rabble. I'm sure you understand.
You're all citizens. It was my understanding that, as yet, Knightstown has no citizens. I mean, before we arrived.
A common misconception, madam. But no. You see gathered before you every blessed soul who struck it rich by discovering Azurine and selling it to Knightston Industries. We left the provincial ways of Loden's Gap behind to start a new life as the elite Knightstown citizens we were meant to be.
Somehow I take it things did not go according to plan.
We were denied access. A clerical error, no doubt.
No doubt.
As ladies and gentlemen of a certain standard, we of course did our best to await the natural course of events that would result in our induction as citizens. But after some time it occurred to us, why should we deprive ourselves of the life to which we are entitled just because some incompetent in the registration office couldn't do their job? So, it was decided that the only reasonable thing to do would be to make ourselves quite at home.
The only logical solution, really.
Of course. Mind you, it hasn't been easy. The town's security forces don't share our evolved view on property rights. Happily, they are small in number and easily avoided. Thus, we have triumphed and begun our hard-earned new lives as persons of great leisure. And if I may be so bold, we are honored to have you join us.
Oh, my good sir. I'm sure the honor is ours.
Noelle!
What? It sounds delightful. And it is our rightful place, since Dean and I found that Azurine.
Yes, and have you forgotten your husband's in a coma because of it?
Am I to take it that you don't plan on joining us?
I'm afraid not. As you see, we have other pressing matters to deal with.
Oh, dash it all, that is most disappointing. And you seem such a delightful prospect. Truly a shame that we'll have to, if you'll pardon the expression, dispose of you.
So we're back to being dragged out on our ears, are we?
Oh, rather past that, I'm afraid. Your rejection would reflect poorly on us. And we are people of substance with reputations to think of. What would the good Mr. Knightston say if he were to hear of such a slight? No, I'm afraid for the greater good, I'll have to murder you with my bare hands. As a lady of distinction, I'm sure you understand. Someone, be a dear and fetch my strangulation gloves, what?
No, hold on just a minute. I really don't think you thought this through. I mean, do you really think a man so arrogant he named an entire city after himself is going to be swayed into action by a little murder?
Knightstown. Well, by Jove, I never noticed that before. How clever.
Now, I'll tell you, I just happen to have a friend on the outside who overthrows 5 or 6 corrupt institutions before breakfast. If you really want to stop running and hiding and start living the life you deserve, you need the doctor.
A doctor, you say?
Not just a doctor, a lord. Well, after a fashion.
Most intriguing. Be a dear and bring this doctor to us. He sounds like a man of great importance.
Oh, just ask him, he'll tell you. Or even if you don't ask. Come along, Noelle, let's go get the doctor.
Thanks all the same, but I think I'm going to stay here with these fancy folks. Besides, I'm still waiting on my hot stone massage.
Fine! Just try and stay out of trouble until we get back, all right?
No problem. I'll be as cautious as Kalandara St. Vienne in the very cautious bullfighter. She played the bullfighter.
Whatever.
There she goes. A shining example of civic pride. Oh, do try to be more charitable, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure she can be trusted. Did you notice her bearing? She is a lady through and through. And if you can't trust a lady, or a lord for that matter, well, who can you trust? Now, I believe there was talk of a hot stone massage,
Alright, according to the scanner, the Azurine energy trail leads here, to a big blue box. Huh. Is this some kind of joke? If whatever simpleton took my Azurine thinks that I'm not going to be able to crack the security of some musty, outdated police box...
Have you tried knocking? It always surprises me. No one ever thinks to try knocking first.
Whoever you are, you have no idea what's going on here, and you're very distracting. Why don't you go play in some mud, or whatever you half-wits do for fun around here?
Now, is that any way to talk to a friendly stranger merely attempting to lend a helping hand?
I don't need help. I never need help. And in the unlikely event I did need help, you couldn't possibly begin to comprehend who I am and what I'm doing here.
Well, at a guess, I'd say that your energy scanner sent you here in search of a missing mineral called Azurine. But we both know the situation is slightly more nuanced than that, don't we?
Who are you?
I'm the doctor, and you are Mendina Octet. Aha! Never heard of you.
Wait, what? How did you... What was that?
Portable ID scanner. Bad with names, it's a real lifesaver.
You can't just...
Bypass your identification scrambling security protocols? Can and did. Old news, moving on. Mendina Octet, you've been a bit naughty, haven't you?
Oh, fine, I see how it is. You got me, okay? I surrender. Trying to rise above my station. Heaven forbid somebody with brains and ambition be allowed to make a better life for herself. Serves me right, doesn't it?
Oh, do spare me the self-pity. Presumably it's beneath you, and what's all this about surrender? Don't let the police box fool you. I'm not some cop here to arrest you. No, I am here because I think there's a bargain to be made.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Whoever it is, go away. I'm in no mood for company. Gav, I hope you know that door is coming out of your paycheck.
You finally did it, you megalomaniacal fool! I knew if I was patient and bid my time, you'd finally make a fatal error. And I was right. You couldn't help yourself, could you? You were so scared of Fentwood and what he might do that you had to shut him up, didn't you? So you sent your 2 goons to take care of him, didn't you? Didn't you?
I didn't think it was possible, Gav, but you sound even more insane than usual. I have no idea what you're talking about. Now you have 10 seconds to get out of my office or I'll...
Stay right there, Urgolt.
What is that, a ray gun? Are you seriously pointing a ray gun at me?
Not a ray gun, a Series 4 handheld gamma-phase ion blaster, and you're finally going to tell the truth, or I swear I'll end you right here and now!
You wouldn't dare.
I'm warning you, Urgolt. Don't come any closer.
What are you going to do if I... Ah! Are you out of your mind? You blasted me in the shoulder.
I warned you, I'm not playing around this time. Now, unless you want more of the same, you're going to tell me everything I want to know.
Fine. You're right. It's all a scam.
What? What's a scam?
Azurine. It's not some natural occurring substance that people just happen to find. Nightstone Industries plants it to be found.
What are you saying?
I'm saying whenever somebody started thinking a little too much, maybe question their place in the scheme of things, the company would have me arrange for them to stumble onto a bit of Azurine while working in the fields. Then Nightstone would buy it off them, but really all he was doing was buying something back he already had in the first place. And it worked like a charm on you numbskulls. Before long, just the thought that maybe they'd be the next to strike Azurine was enough to keep the workers in line.
I should have known it'd be something rotten like that. But how did you know when people were getting discontent?
Your baffles. They listen in on everything you say. Up above our heads is the company space station, monitoring all your conversations and telling them everything they need to know to keep you happy, you ignorant little workers.
Of course, baffles.
How can I help?
Well, I never liked those creepy things anyway.
Just so you know, that is also coming out of your paycheck.
I think you're forgetting who's holding the phaser here, Urgolt. Your reign of terror is over!
Ha! You're joking, right? No one's going to believe you. You've got no proof. No, it's worse than that, Gav. Even if they do believe you, no one is going to care.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something to change their minds. For instance, I bet there's lots of really important information in that safe you keep glancing at. Did you really think I wouldn't notice?
What? Don't go near that safe, Gav. I'm warning you.
Try and stop me, Urgolt. Crush me like a bug, like you always said you would. I dare you. Get your hands off.
Now you listen. Gav, you killed me.
No, Urgolt. You did this to yourself. Shoot. Now how am I supposed to get the combination to the safe?
Doctor!
Ah, Bess. Running a little bit late, aren't we?
Oh, do spare me, I am not in the mood.
Ooh, touchy.
I've been looking for you everywhere. What exactly have you been up to?
Oh, you know me, making friends everywhere I go. Where's Noelle?
I'm afraid she's fallen in with these loppers. People sneaking around Knightstown, hiding in its darkest corners.
They kidnapped her.
Not exactly. She stayed with them of her own free will, but...
Then she wasn't actually abducted.
Doctor, she's not in her right mind. Who knows what might happen to her if we don't intervene?
Oh, have you got the wrong type of doctor? I'm not a psychologist. The inner workings of the human mind are hardly my area of expertise. If she wants to act out, let her act out.
Doctor! She might be in danger.
I think it's unlikely, but if it'll make you feel better, I've got some unfinished business back at Knightstown, and I'll try to talk some sense into her while I'm there. Now I want you to get in the TARDIS and stay there. I need you to look after the Azurine while I'm gone.
Look after the Azurine? What could possibly happen to the Azurine while it's safe inside the TARDIS?
I just want you to keep an eye out and make sure it doesn't, I don't know, get up and run off or something.
Wait, could that actually happen? Hey! Oh, sure, Doctor. I'll just wait here with the magic rock that makes people go crazy. What could possibly go wrong?
Ugh! Do you really call this swill beer? I might as well be drinking nothing at all. Guess it's true what they say. Once you've had chloris brewed hearty ale, everything else tastes like tap water. Bartender? Bartender! Serious question. Okay, let's say, just as a hypothetical, that you are a certified genius. Vastly overqualified for any science or technology job in literally the entire galaxy. But due to a couple of youthful indiscretions, which frankly weren't even that bad, the best job you can manage to get is doing tech support and repairs on a company-owned space station. Ugh. Fixing stupid little robots with stupid acronyms for names, and monitoring the dreary daily lives and petty complaints of what might be the most boring, insipid people on the face of the earth. And you're right, by the way, your wife's cousin is stealing from the tip jar. You never should have agreed to hire him. But I digress. Ugh. Let's say after all that indignity, you've finally come up with a way to put your skills to use and make the fortune you so clearly deserve. A few things don't go to plan, but it's not a problem. Nothing you can't handle. You're still in control until you're not. Ugh. When some arrogant stranger with a magic blue box shows up from out of nowhere and basically tells you that you're working for him now. And with crushing horror, you realize that it never really mattered how clever you were. Someone was always going to take your choices away from you. There's no such thing as control. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss, just with a slightly different accent.
That's not a question.
Hey! What's the matter with you? Don't just sneak up on people like that.
I've been sitting next to you this entire time, listening to you whine about your lack of control. Well, let me tell you, I actually took control. And where did it get me? Absolutely nowhere. I finally took down my mortal enemy, the man who has been oppressing us workers for years. And now all I feel is emptiness. Like it didn't even matter.
Newsflash, Gav. It absolutely did not.
How did you know?
Because I know everything about your stupid little town. No offense. I know all your names and everything that happens. And if there's anything I can tell you for sure, it's that people here are completely and utterly useless. Unambitious, delusional, willing to stick their heads in the sand and ignore whatever doesn't fit into their small-minded little view of life. Ugh. Finding Azurine, moving to Nightstown. The truth is, the only reason they'd ever be let into Nightstown is if their economic betters got bored and decided they needed an underclash to kick around again. If they knew what I knew, Rambeth, Davidsville, Stragosa Valley, your precious town is just the latest in a long line that Azurine has laid to waste. And by far, the one that will be missed the least. No offense. If your precious widowed Wispy, with her terrible sandwiches, knew the things I knew, she'd lose her lousy lunch. I swear, Gav, if only your fellow citizens cared about anything other than their creature comforts and their shilly little dreams of striking it rich, maybe if they had 2 brain cells between the entire population to rub together, maybe then you'd have a shot. Maybe. But they don't, so you don't. Face it, Gav, your dreams of revolution were dead before they were even born. But maybe my dreams are just beginning. I'm not like you, Gav. I don't quit when things get rough, and whoever this doctor is, he has vastly underestimated me. Thanks for the reminder of who and what I am when I put my mind to it, Gav. You made me truly pathetic. Again, no offense. But other than that, you're all right. And now, bartender, bring me another. I feel a brilliant scheme coming on.
Darrow, what do you want now? If it isn't about my Azurine.
It's Azurine adjacent, I suppose. I'm hearing rumors that Dean's wife, Noelle, has joined with the intruders who have been hiding out in our city.
Oh, not this nonsense again!
Yes, sir, I'm afraid so. I've had the guards looking for her and them, but with such limited numbers, they're having a hard time covering enough ground.
There is no lurking presence infesting the walls of Knightstown. That would be an insult to my beautiful city. To insult my city is to insult me, and no one would ever dare. For you to even bring it up is insulting, and you wouldn't be stupid enough to insult me, now would you?
No, sir, I would not.
Good. So now that's clear, I trust that will be the last time I hear about that. Now, back to the only thing that truly matters. My Azurine! Why don't I have it yet?
Because whoever this doctor is, he's extremely clever, sir. He's impossible to track down, and we haven't been able to locate where he's keeping the Azurine.
Redouble your efforts and show some initiative. Of course the doctor isn't going to just waltz on in here.
Well, you're half right. Never learned to waltz, so more of a cha-cha, really.
The doctor!
Hello. You know, you really should consider hiring just a few more guards. Does it make my job a bit harder? Sure. But it also makes it just a little more fun.
Good luck with that. I've been trying to convince him for months.
Shut up, Darrow! Doctor, you should know that I don't like games. So you better have my Azurine for me.
Hey, relax, Ebby baby. That happens to be exactly why I'm here. I'm ready to cut a deal.
Stop staring at it, Bess. Stop staring at the Azurine. It's fine. It's all perfectly fine. When the doctor said look after it, he meant see that no harm comes to it, not to stare at it for minutes on end. Oh, this whole thing is ridiculous in the first place. It's safe in the TARDIS. What could possibly happen? Yes, what could possibly happen being stuck in here with a rock that smells like lightning and burgundy and makes people go insane? No, stop it, Bess. You're being silly. The doctor said there was nothing to worry about, so obviously there's nothing to worry about. Because the doctor, he's so trustworthy. No, you're being unfair, Bess. The doctor may have his less forthcoming moments, but he's never been cruel, never been malicious. If he says it's alright, of course it's alright. So, glad that's settled. Everything is alright. I do have one question, though. Is it me, or have I been talking to myself for 5 minutes straight now? Who says you're talking to yourself? Who said that? Did I say that? Think back, Bess. Think back to what Simmons was saying when he drove you to Knightstown. Think about his stories, about the curse of Azurine. What did he say? Nothing. Absurd stuff. Oh? What did he tell you? Oh, I don't know. Silly stuff, like it affects your taste buds so vegetables taste all dull and chalky. And what are you having for lunch right now? A salad. How is it? Bit chalky. Blech. Doesn't prove anything. I'm not convinced. Fair enough. Remind me though, when you were talking earlier, what did you say it smelled like? Lightning and burgundy? Why? Well, I was simply curious what lightning and burgundy smelled like. It's like, wait. No, that doesn't make any sense. But Just as I thought. Olfactory hallucinations. Not a great sign. But let's not jump to conclusions. Was there anything else we might be forgetting? Something truly, truly important that Sims may have told you about Azurine? He told me that it can talk. That it's a brilliant conversationalist. It talks and you listen and you respond. And the whole time you never quite seem to realise that it's been speaking in your own voice the entire time. Oh no.